Well, this process is not entirely new, and what we have seen is
Okay. Education Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i there talking about the vetting of aspirants for the upcoming general election. He says you either have a degree or not. If you're a genuine person, you do not need to go to a judge to determine whether or not your papers are genuine. So allow me to bring in Gabriel Mudhuma, who's a political analyst here in studio. Gabriel, are your papers genuine or not? Let's start from there. You have genuine papers. You have genuine papers or not?
Linda,
No,
I went to school. I even remember my index number. It was 410100018. I know my papers are genuine. They can confirm. And you know.
Which university did you go to?
University of Liverpool, class of 200. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay. So your papers are
Master
genuine.
of Science. Oh yeah, my goodness.
You don't need a judge to help you.
And you know, I totally agree with what Dr. Matiang'i is saying. I mean, going to school, you don't have to be reminded, Linda, you went to school. You don't even have to go to a court of law. If you went, if you got a certificate, if you got, a diploma, if you got a degree, come on.
Wait,
we've taken the joke. We've taken the joke too far.
Wait, Danson, do you have papers? Are they genuine?
Danson is our killie.
No, but we may have used some backdoor means to...
Let me tell you,
are they genuine?
I think I differ with my classmate, Matiang'i, that you don't need to go to court to ascertain the authenticity of a document. I might be claiming I have papers. The Kenya National Examination Council might be claiming the papers are fake. It is upon the court to decide who has the papers. I can testify that we were together in secondary, together with the CS, and in university together for 3 years, and we graduated together. But the Senate, the question
so at least
before,
he can vouch for you.
Yeah, the question is that he can swear an affidavit that he saw me in Kenyatta University. But is that really the degree? So what the question, I'm expanding this for the benefit of people, is that I don't think they will get any politician flat-footed. Remember, the era of digitalization came the other day. The politicians we are talking must have been bright. I'm a lawyer. I see how people fake documents from the point of entry in nursery to the point of graduating for masters. So they will really have a challenge whether the credibility of Kenya National Examination Council then, before the CS came. That is the question. It's not about the Kenya National Examination Council now. Mudhuma, it's a question of 1980. But also, when there was no record, when people walked with their files on the streets.
You know, he has said he has seen politicians who have faked. Now, because he's a good citizen, maybe he can give us a few names.
Of course, the ones, the clients that you've served. But you see, there's also your question the credibility of Kenya National Examination Council. I also question the credibility of colleges and universities that we have. There are so many quack universities.
Yes.
But you see, there the government has failed in this regard. There is a regent that gives diplomas and degrees. Mm-hmm. Same way you have what you'd call in the US or in the UK, when you go through a college system, you want to know where that college is ranked. Do they have a charter? Number 2, okay? The degree that you're getting, is it coming from a recognized university? All right? And if all the bells and whistles of that particular university are in place, then you know that's a genuine university. So to me, the court is really out of this league, and let me tell you why. If I come to Dunstan and tell him I graduated from the University of Nairobi in 1980, all they need to do is check the records. Are they in place? You don't need to take me to court. Just say the university that you're purporting to have graduated from does not have your name. As a matter of fact, you didn't graduate. You are a criminal. Simple. Why are we taking you to court, Linda, honestly? And that's why I agree with Dr. Matiang'i 100%.
Yeah.
We should not make the work of the court easy. You know, Dunstan, actually, you know, he'll get fees. Dunstan will charge He'll even argue your case. He'll argue your case. So to me, that we are wasting time. And you know, the other thing, and I don't know why it's the politicians who are always gotten into this mess. You know very well you don't have what it takes to go to the position that you want to go in, but you think somewhere along the way you'll find your way.
No, but that's when I just said he's seen people.
You see, Matiang'i has said it very clearly.
Yes.
if you did not go to school, I mean, you don't have to be reminded.
What if I show up with papers that look genuine?
Linda.
How?
Linda, let me tell you.
How?
Jason has just explained.
Let me explain it to
You can
Huduma.
look genuine and genuine. Those are two different animals.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
None of the politicians is claiming he went to a Kenyan university. Remember? It is very systematic.
Huduma, which university did you go to again?
None of them is claiming he was at Kenyatta University.
Yeah.
I personally went to the first degree at Kenyatta University. Then I went to the University of Nairobi for LLB, the University of Nairobi for LLM, the Kenya School of Law for Kenya, the diploma. It is very easy to authenticate.
Right.
Some of these people went to countries that do not exist.
Okay, now you're
telling
being
you.
a different... Okay,
And-
listen,
No, it's true.
listen. We need to wrap this up. So
Yes.
listen. We now know there's the integrity test that aspirants are supposed to pass.
Right.
And then now we're listening into what Matiang'i is saying. It's just a few months to the general election. Are we likely to see lots of court cases just before the general election? How will this play out?
We expect that. And like Danson, I agree with him when he says, really, when push comes to shove, people will run to court. And, you know, court being the final arbiter, then you have a problem. Because really, if I feel, I mean, you heard somebody arguing the other day that they were given a honorary degree and it should be allowed as coursework. I mean, these guys, people like this will cause hell. I would cause hell. Because you went to school. I mean, it's not easy to go through college. Don't be cheated, Linda. It is hard. I mean, you are doing your master's.
I
And you
am
can
in
tell.
school and it's a
Exactly.
nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Now, imagine somebody comes with a honorary degree and said, you know what, it should match yours. I mean, you can't sit pretty.
Let me assist those people who are wasting taxpayers' money
Okay.
to hold press conferences that will not result anything. What is likely to happen is that somebody is going to present what they call a fake paper. IBC will reject. That person will file a case in court. What does Article 99, Sub-Article 3 say? He cannot be barred to contest until all avenues of
Are
appeal
exhausted.
are exhausted.
True.
Okay.
Those cases will be concluded in 2021,
27.
So
After
he
the
will
election.
be allowed to contest. And the avenue for appeal ends at the Supreme Court. So definitely, that's why I'm saying that I really understand the moral question the CS, the Chebukati is talking about. But as a lawyer, if they consulted a lawyer, they would,
Like you.
they would know very well that it is true this person has a fake document. The only person who can declare a document fake is a judge. Okay. And there are 4 layers of judgeship: a magistrate, a high court judge, a court of appeal judge, and a Supreme Court.
So they have
So by that time the matter is being decided at the Supreme Court, that guy
2020.
has already served until 2022. That is why I am advising them for free, and I know they are watching us now, that they should concentrate on telling the voters the power of deciding who has a fake degree, who is not qualified, rests with the people.
The problem is there has been an argument that Kenyan voters are not issue-based. It's about where do you come from, who do you know. Okay, listen. So part of the people who will be seeking clearance from ESCC, and of course part of the people whose papers will be looked at, are converging today at a NASA rally that is being held in Mathare. Huduma, before you came in, so we're talking about the fact that NASA is having their rally in Nairobi, and they're claiming that they'll make a major announcement. What do you think they're going to make? What announcement do you think they're going to make?
If they make any major announcements, and unless they are playing with their supporters' minds, is that they'll talk about a flag bearer. Really, I like the analogy that Johnston has carried on all the candidates. So, to me, if they make any major announcement, unless they say who the number 2 is, it won't come as a surprise. Because we already know who the number 1 guy is, and that's Raila Odinga. Now, if you look at the other 3 guys, really, in the grand scheme of things, the person who suits the bill, if he comes number 2, would either be Musalia or Kalonzo. The other guy, actually, I think he's ducked. So, you know, so to speak.
Be nice. You're on national TV.
No. It is analytical.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, unless you want to fry yourself.
Okay.
You know, Raila is seated pretty. He actually wants to see who among these three people can fight harder?
Listen, I need to take a break. People, you're watching News Center. Thank you for staying with us. In studio, I have Danson Omari and Gabriel Mudhuma. We're looking at what's happening in the